Hello everyone. Today I will tell you a story. The story is titled, By Watching the Whole World from the Living Room and Quote. Please like and subscribe to my channel if you appreciate me. You can skip this if you don't and oppose. Like this video. Thank you very much. The story begins as follows. Every morning begins the same way in our house, but somehow it never feels ordinary, because Bai is always there first. Before the sunlight fully stretches across the floor, before the kettle hums or footsteps echo, Bai is already awake in the living room, sitting calmly near the window like a small guardian of the day. The living room is not just a room to Bai. It is his universe, his observation deck, his quiet throne. From the soft couch corner, Bai watches everything. The street outside is his favorite channel. He follows the movement of people walking their dogs, motorbikes passing by, leaves falling from trees, and birds hopping along electric wires. His ears twitch at every sound. His tail sways slowly like a thoughtful pendulum. Sometimes he presses his nose against the glass, leaving a tiny foggy circle behind, as if marking the moment. Inside the house, Bai is just as attentive. He notices when I walk from the kitchen to the table, when I sigh too loudly, when I sit down with my phone instead of stretching. He doesn't interrupt. He simply watches, his eyes full of quiet curiosity, as if asking gentle questions about the world humans seem so busy creating. What makes Bai special is not that he does anything dramatic. He doesn't climb curtains or knock things over. He simply exists, fully present. When visitors come, Bai stays in the living room, observing from a safe distance. He studies their shoes, their voices, the way they laugh. Sometimes he slowly walks closer, sits down, and decides whether this human deserves a closer look. In the afternoons, sunlight paints the floor in warm rectangles. Bai chooses one and settles into it, closing his eyes halfway, still watching even while resting. The living room becomes a place of calm, shaped by his presence. Without saying a word, Bai reminds everyone that life can be slower, softer, and still full of meaning. As days pass, I begin to realize that Bai's quiet watching is not just a habit. It is his way of understanding life. He notices patterns that humans often miss. He knows the sound of my footsteps when I'm tired versus when I'm happy. He recognizes the time of day not by clocks, but by light, sound, and smell. When I work in the living room, Bai positions himself nearby, never demanding attention, but always offering companionship. Sometimes he looks at the screen with me, his head tilted slightly, as if trying to understand why humans stare at glowing rectangles for so long. Other times, he simply watches my hands moving, my shoulders tensing, my breathing becoming shallow. When that happens, Bai slowly stands up, stretches, and comes closer, sitting beside me. His presence alone feels like a reminder to breathe. In the evenings, the living room transforms again. The outside world grows darker, quieter. Bai becomes more alert, sitting upright, ears pointed toward the window. He watches shadows move, lights flicker, and reflections dance on the glass. To him, the world never truly sleeps, it only changes rhythm. One night, during a storm, thunder rolled loudly outside. I expected Bai to run and hide. Instead, he sat still in the living room, eyes wide, watching the rain hit the window. I sat beside him, and for a moment, we watched together, two different beings sharing the same curiosity, the same sense of wonder. Bai never judges the world he observes. He doesn't label things as good or bad. He simply accepts them as they are. Through his quiet presence, he teaches patience, awareness, and trust. The living room, once just a place to pass through, becomes a shared space of connection between human and animal. By watching the whole world from the living room gently reflects how we live our own lives today. In a world filled with speed, noise, and endless distraction, Bai reminds us of the beauty of slowing down. He shows us that observing is not a waste of time. It is a way of understanding, caring, and connecting. From Bai, we learn that being present matters more than being busy. Instead of rushing through our days, we can pause, notice small details, and appreciate simple moments. Watching sunlight move, listening to familiar sounds, and sharing quiet space with others, human or animal, can bring peace we often forget we need. Bai also teaches us respect for all living beings. Animals do not need grand gestures. They need safety, patience, and companionship. By treating them with kindness and attention, we create a better emotional environment for ourselves as well. In modern life, where stress easily separates us from nature and empathy, Bai's way of living offers guidance. Learn to observe before reacting. Learn to rest without guilt. Learn to share space with those who cannot speak but feel deeply. When humans and animals understand each other with care, life becomes warmer, kinder, and more meaningful for everyone.